So, hallo, hier ist euer Niall Sebastian Power Sieger von crembassy.com und ne, mach mal in Englisch. Cut. English. So, hello everybody, here's your Niall Sebastian Power Sieger from crembassy.com. Today I'm gonna communicate with Malcom X and it's gonna be very, very short video. It's gonna be a short video because I had an interesting conversation with a few creatures which have lived as human beings before, including Malcom X, about specific race questions. Let me call it like that, because that's what we did talk about in the past. And we did talk about it regarding the trouble in the USA at that moment in time as well, because there were huge conflicts after George Floyd died, with who I also produced a video in the past. Malcom X, you're here, that's correct, right? He's triggering the wind now for the people which do not know universal communication. So he's not the plant, but he can canalize the wind to the plant to show himself and to answer to questions. Malcom, can you trigger the wind one more time for these people which maybe see this video as the first video if they just start to inform themselves about universal communication? And you can see that the plant then starts to move a little bit, right? If he canalizes the wind, the leaves of the plant will start to move and the plant will start to shake. That's what you see right now. And in that way, Malcom X, the creator who have lived as the man, who was known in public as Malcom X, can show himself and he can reply to questions. So I can ask him questions and he can say yes, for example, or he can disagree. So we could use one plant or many plants. That's a question of organization between me and him if we make it transparent to you. That's the way you can get it. Malcom, can you agree that we did discuss some things in the past regarding racism and yeah, I did ask you a few questions regarding your point of view, right? And you can see he triggered the wind. Can you trigger the wind a little bit more so that the people can see that clearly? He's triggering the wind now, that's why you see the movement in the plant. Just agree to the fact that we did communicate in the past about that topic and that I did ask him some questions. Can you trigger the wind one more time clearly to agree to that? And now you see the movement in the plant for the people which are watching the video. Okay? So that's the creator who have lived as the man Malcom X. You will know him as Malcom X. He was, as a man, he spent his time also to work for the rights of black people, so that they get more rights and that they have equal rights like white people in the United States. And a lot of people see Malcom today is a creator who have lived as a man in a body of a black man. And today you can use human bodies, that's correct, right? To live in symbiose with them. And he's agreeing to that with the stronger wind. That you understand that. So I did ask Malcom in the past, what kind of body would you use, for example, if you are in Africa? And you would use a black body, most likely, right? Like the body of a black man, for example, or a black woman. But the skin color is better if it's black, because white people get skin problems if the sun is too hot. That's the question. Would you agree to that? That you would use a body which is optimized for that area and the climate? Then trigger the wind clearly. If you can agree to that, then trigger the wind clearly. He will trigger the wind now, he's agreeing to that, to the people that you understand it. Okay? Can you make it more clear? Yes, okay, you see, make it more clear. Try to make it clear as possible. Thank you very much. And you can see now more wind is reaching the plant, that's why you have more movement in the plant. So he's agreeing to that. And the question we did discuss is not in general what kind of skin color you would prefer. No, it is, would you use an optimized body? For example, if I, as a creator, can use human bodies in Simbiose, me, Niall Sebastian Power Sieger, and I have to decide which body I'm gonna use in a desert. Some people have small eyes in case of sandstorms, because then the sand do not reach their eyes as quick as if you have wide open eyes. So I would use maybe a body with small eyes, like for example the Chinese people have, or the people from Mongolia, because their human body is optimized for the area where they live in. If Malcolm, if you would use my body for Africa, my skin would get burnt. That's a fact. And would you maybe use an Irish body if you are in Ireland instead of a black body? He's agreeing to that. Because the Irish human body then is used to the temperature and the climate in Ireland. Understand? So the differences between the human bodies sometimes make sense. They do make sense because the climate on planet Earth is different in different areas. And if you just look at this intelligence, and if you could decide which skin color you're gonna have tomorrow, maybe you're just gonna decide simple and intelligent which skin color make the most sense for which area, or which human body is optimized to live in a certain area on planet Earth. And that's what I did discuss with Malcom X a few days ago, right? Okay, well, there was a little bit wind. Can you do some movement? Yes. He's doing now some movement. That's why the plant was going like this, and he's doing more movement. So that the people understand, Malcom X did agree to the fact that he also would, depends on the situation, but he also would decide to use a human body to live with the human in Simbiose, if the circumstances are like that, which is optimized for the area. Because that makes the most sense. For example, if you have lived as a black man before and then you go to Ireland, there is a potential that the body you're using is better for Africa, because there the heat is. For example, some black people have big noses, right? That means cold air get easily into the body. With hot areas, they can breathe better. It makes sense because then you want to cool down your body. But if you visit with this island in the winter time, there's a high risk that you're gonna freeze more easily, that you're feeling cold more easily. And because of all these different facts, the differences with human races do make sense, even for creatures which have lived as human beings before and do not have their own human body anymore. And it is not bad that some people do have a big nose and some other races, for example, have a small nose. No, it makes sense for the area where they live, if they have optimized themselves over generations. And that's what I did discuss with Malcolm in the past. And in this video he did agree that he would choose a human body, no matter which skin color, also depending which body is better for the area and for the conditions. If he looks at that topic regarding the question I did ask him. And the question I did ask him was if you would use better an optimized body for a certain area, like for example a black human body for Africa, or if you would use a white body for Africa where the skin dam is getting burnt. And it's the same with Indians, Eskimos, Irish, British, Germans, whatever. So there are reasons, natural reasons, why some human race types are different. And the reasons are not bad. The reason is because they're optimized for the area where they originally have lived and where they came from. For the temperature, for the surrounding and all that factors. So many different factors. We did talk about that because of the trouble in the United States at the moment. So I did discuss some things with Malcom X, but also with George. I think I did communicate with George Floyd a few days ago also. So it's very sad to see that humans, that these race conflicts are still going on instead of seeing a situation, that's my opinion, from me, Niall Sebastian Power Sieger, are still going on, instead of that we are in a situation where humans have understood that we have differences on planet Earth regarding human types or races or however you want to call it. Black people, white people, Chinese people, all that. But there are natural, logical reasons for that. And it's very sad for me, if I look at planet Earth, that the people do not respect sometimes their own nature in the way they are, and the nature of other people, of course. And that's why I did produce a short video with Malcom X, and we just solved this one question. But I'm gonna try to produce some more videos with you in the future, maybe in the next summer or so, when the weather is good. You did agree to that? And I will repeat the question to Malcom X in the future in a longer video where we're then gonna speak about some more stuff. So then you will hear his answer twice. Okay? Is that okay for you? Yes is an impulse in my body by body sharing at that moment in time. So in that way you're using the body of a white man at the moment on a cold day. Can you agree to that clearly, so that the people do understand? Yes, and that's why he's triggering the wind now a little bit more. Okay? Because we can communicate in a way that you can see it, so that I can make it transparent to you if he's triggering the wind, or he can use my body to communicate with me. And we're gonna produce some more videos in the future, and hopefully people can learn from that. And hopefully that will lead to a situation where the problems which are there, where people do fight against each other because they do belong to different races, how humans would call that, where the problems becoming reduced. And the fights, where people do fight against each other. And which do lead to a situation where humans do have more respect towards each other, no matter from which race they are. With respecting the differences. For example, the skin color. So, Malcom, thank you very much for your support. And then we do that in the future, and hopefully that will work out. Because I cannot guarantee that that will work out. And Malcom X by himself, he cannot guarantee it 100%. But he did agree that he will try to produce that videos with me. And then we will work something out to inform humans that to understand simple views on these things. From creators also, which have lived as human beings before, like Malcom X. So I'm gonna produce a video series regarding the topic racism with some more creators which have lived as human beings before, and also Malcom X. Because a lot of creators which have lived as human beings before did communicate to me that they would like to speak out about their standpoint of view, how they do look at that topic, because we have so much problems on planet Earth with racism, which do not mean with the different races, but with the problems that some humans think they could downgrade another human because he do belong to another race. And I think that is the main problem, not the differences, not the different races. No, it's the problem of that some people do maybe think they can have less respect of humans because they do belong to some race. and the other human do belong to another race. So I will try to work out a video series with creators like Malcom X, which have lived as human beings before, which are able today to use different human bodies with different skin colors coming from different human races. And then hopefully their standpoint of view will help living humans to deal better with the topic in general. And for example, if you are a human who belongs to a human race, if I call it like that, which are smaller than a European like me, there can be also good reasons for that. For example, if I would live in a forest and my human body would be smaller than like my big body, then I would have it more easy to come through the forest. Some people in New Guinea, for example, they are very small because they're always running around in the forest. If a big guy have to do that, then you have to go through all that stuff. So there can be very easy reasons and good reasons why people are different. And so I'm very interested in produce more video material regarding that topic, and hopefully that will help humans around the world to understand that others are not better because they are white or because they are black or something like that. No, we should respect each other. That's what I think. No matter of our skin color or if we're grown big or small. And maybe the point of view from creators which have lived as human beings before will help with this, because they are able to use human bodies today from different races. To live in symbiose with these humans without that they even sometimes can see that. And they can use black bodies, white bodies, Chinese bodies, all that. Thank you for watching. You're Niall Sebastian Power Sieger.